So it is not this 2%, but actually it is the success rate in prelims is 25%. We were left with two options. What were they thinking and how did they mark it right? So these are the things from the real life experiences of this prelims experts will be dealt. In this 40,000, they are all hardworking, consistent. What separates them from the rest is one is you should have the right direction. The other one is the application of what you've read. Hi. Understanding the nature of the exam and understanding yourself is much more important than the luck factor in cracking UPSC exam. If you believe in this, then definitely this is a must-watch video to all of you, and especially if you are planning to crack UPSC Prelims 2023. Of course, I don't have a magic wand or a stick to help you to clear this exam. I come here with no tall promises as such, but very realistic, a simplistic approach, a program which gives you everything at one place, a very comprehensive program from the classes to the test, the handouts, current affairs, CSAT, all in one, a very practical program, and most importantly a very result oriented program. And the previous results, last 3 years results speaks volumes of this program. And today we are with the 4th year of PEP, that is nothing but prelims exclusive program, which is also known as one-stop destination for all your prelims preparation needs. And as you all know that IASBABA'S always comes up with surprises and it is known for its innovation. And of course that is again copied by many others with a different name, as you all know. So before getting into the surprises of this year program, let me explain to you how do you understand this exam better, and then we'll go into the important features and the surprises later. And also the other thing that I want to emphasize here is why are we starting this program early? Like for example, last year we usually start this program in the month of Jan 3rd week, like that. But this time, this is the first time we are launching this program early because one is you will get an head start, and second thing, you know that this prelims is very dicey, very uncertain. So to give you that cushioning effect, to give you that good enough revision time so that you don't panic at the end moment, and also to balance out your preparation, like you can plan it out well with mains and prelims or your this preparation along with optionals, right? So for all this, considering all this and considering the nature of the exam and especially for freshers, right? So we thought we'll start off the program earlier so that you are in a better position 4 months from now or 5 months from now, right? So that is the overall fund on starting this program early. And coming to the understanding the exam per se, especially the prelims exam, I'll go with statistics. Instead of telling you stories here, I'll go with certain statistics, like the success rate in prelims is 2%, and that is from say around 8 to 10 lakh people apply, 4 to 5 lakh people write. In that 10 to 12,000 people get selected for prelims, so it's roughly around 2%, and for mains it is around 20 to 23% to 25%. That is the success rate or probability of clearing the mains exam. And finally, the interview is like 1:3, that is 33%. So this is the fact. But when you look at this facts very closely, you find that it's very surreal. So why do I say that is because out of 8 to 10 lakh people, only 40 to 50% of the people only apply, only write this exam. So that brings it down to 40 to 50%. From there, I would say the people who are very consistent, dedicated, hardworking, that boils it down to 40 to 50,000. So out of 4 to 5 lakh, it comes down to 40 to 50,000. So basically, if you look at that, out of this 40-50,000, 10 to 12,000 people get selected for every mains exam. So if you look at that, the ratio comes up to around 25%. So it is not this 2%, but actually it is the success rate in prelims is 25%, provided that if you are very sincere, hardworking and consistent. So these are the other factors that go with it. And if you really want to crack this exam, you have to be in this slot or this group, right? So that is one fact. And the other thing is this should give you more hope and more confidence. And the second thing is coming to the trend analysis. So students are very confused. They come to me after the exam like, should I change my strategy? Should I be focusing on static or the current affairs part, all that? But so I've gone through the previous like last 10-year stats, and it tells me clearly that around 20% on an average in the last 10 years come from current affairs. Then the remaining 30%, that is comes from current affairs overlap or static subject overlapping with the current affairs, and the remaining 50% is the core subjects, that is static part, that is polity, history, economics, geography. So science and tech environment will fall in that 30% that the overlapping part, because there are times where economics overlaps with current affairs, or geography, or what do you say, polity. There are many static subjects also, so that is 30%. So if you look at it, the plain numbers tells me that the first focus of mine should be on the static subject, and that is what we focus in our the PEP program as well. The conceptual understanding of the static subject is very important here. And also, if you look at the cutoff, the initial years, that is, I mean, if I consider from 2015 onwards, 2015, 16, 17, the cutoffs were above 105. So even it went to 114. But later it comes down to 98, then 92, and finally around 87.5. That is the previous cutoff. That is 2021. And also this time also, as we have predicted, the cutoff would be slightly more than the previous cutoff, and that is what we had predicted as well. So it will be somewhere around that range. So if you look at that also, 50% is enough for you to clear prelims. So all that you have to do is not that you have to be a topper there, it's a relative score. And if you are a sincere student who belongs to that 40,000 lot, and if you are putting that sincere effort, then I think it should not be a great task for you to clear this exam, because your competition is that, and your score, I mean, relatively, I mean, if you are finding it difficult, then it also means that for other students also who are sincerely preparing, it is difficult. The question remains the same, right? And also, once a student starts his journey with UPSC, the first thing that they forget is common sense. And there are many questions that can be cracked through using common sense and observation. For example, when it comes to common sense, there was a question on pressure cooker. Then why do we need to import coal, even though when we have abundant resource of coal in India? Or there was a question in economics which said, will you withdraw 1 lakh from the bank, and what happens, how it impacts the money supply? So all this is something that using your common sense you can easily crack, or even through common observation, especially when with respect to science and technology. See, the devices that you use or the network that you use, be it the difference between 4G, 5G, LED, right, or augmented reality, blockchain technology. See, these are something that is quite common, right? Obviously, when you're using such technologies, the basic minimum requirement is what is this technology all about and what is the application part of it. So this is something that goes with simple observation and usage of common sense. And also, like whenever the Prime Minister visits a particular place or inaugurates a particular statue as such, right, you need to go through. For example, the Prime Minister, our Modi ji visited the Ramanuja statue, which is said to be the second largest statue in the sitting posture. So obviously that has some linkage with the history part of it. So when things like this happen, no, right, please make a note of it, and it's a very straightforward and very easy question to crack it. So instead of focusing on the tougher part, always make sure that you focus on the easier part and the basic things. Like there was also a straightforward question from NCERTs which said, water can dissolve more substances in water, because a direct question from NCERT, right? So these things should be kept in mind. And also, like last year, if you look at 2022 ka paper, there were options like that extreme words, right? Weightage given to extreme words like always, none, all that is come down, and more importance is given to conceptual clarity. And also they are making it difficult in the options itself, like only one pair, only two pairs, right? So instead of focusing on that 6-7 questions, okay, you could have just left that, and you could have focused on the rest of the questions. So because there was a student of mine, and he's even writing both forest and civil services, who left all those 6-7 questions, and still he was able to clear even prelims forest cutoff. So it is more about seeing the easier things, seeing the commonsensical things, making yourself aware, and that is what is more important in cracking prelims. And now coming to the surprises or some important features that we have come up with in this year ka program is, we have come up with these features emphasizing on what is actually required for cracking this prelims exam. So apart from knowledge, right, the other part, I would still say 60 to 65% or 70% at the max depends on your knowledge, but remaining 30 to 40% of your success in prelims depends on your mental strength, mental stability, your confidence level, your calmness and coolness on the day of the exam. So that also plays, and also during the process of the exam, also that plays a very important role. So what we have done is we'll be focusing on that aspect as well. I'll be taking 1 or 2 sessions on how to deal with the pressure and how to go about in the next 6 months and in the last 1 month, last 1 week, and on the day of the exam, which is equally important. So this understanding human psychology, how it works, what is the time, I mean peak time when your mind is very active and it is able to grasp things, many things at a time. So all these things will be dealt and the sessions will be taken by myself. And apart from that, the second most important thing is the right direction. So right thought is one, and second comes the right direction. So in right direction, we have what we have done this year is the new feature that we have come up with is we have a group of experts, prelims experts, wherein these people have experience of at least cracking 4 to 5 prelims, like minimum bare criteria. And these are the people who will be taking you through the previous year questions, solving the papers with you. And why previous year question papers is, as you all know, like even the last year ka paper questions on Lake Baikal, which of the following is not a bird, Bank Board Bureau, then question on wetland, or even questions on coal ash, the previous years, the question on Kaveri protected areas, Papikonda National Park, questions on constitutionalism, universal human rights, or even major minerals, right? There have been a series of questions which gets repeated, at least 2 to 3 questions gets repeated every year. And also one is you will understand that the role of importance of previous year question paper, and also you will try to understand the thought flow that is required to crack UPSC questions. So so their own experiences, what was the thought process, and when they were left with 2 options, what were they thinking and how did they mark it right. So these are the things from the real life experiences of this prelims experts will be dealt and we will be shared with the students. So this is one important thing. And along with that, Sunil Oberoi sir, retired IAS officer, who has a vast experience in this exam, right, would also share a strategy. And also there'll be sessions on how to read, what not to read. So this prelim strategy classes will also cover all this aspect, and from which source to read, the authentic sources especially, and also how to make notes, how to revise. So these are some common difficulties faced by a student. All this will be discussed, and also most importantly on the day of the exam, how do you keep yourself calm, how do you gauge the difficulty of the paper, and how do you get to know how many questions to attempt, which question to attempt, which question to leave. So all these things will be discussed in this prelim strategy class. So this is one unique factor apart from the prelims experts. And then the other important factor in this prelims PEP program is mentorship. Mentorship, I am very proud to say that we are the pioneers of this mentorship program, and it has given us I mean very good, great results. In fact, your mentor is a friend, philosopher, guide. He or she is the one who will identify your mistakes, guide you in the right direction, sit with you when you are demotivated, and fill you with that hope and confidence. So this is how what the role of the mentor would be. The subject experts will be clearing your doubts, whereas this mentor will be there throughout your journey, because this journey, as you know, it's not a simple or it's not a straight line, right? There's a lot of ups and downs in the journey, and that is where the mentors will play a major role here. And they'll be sharing their own experiences on how did they tackle at that moment, because at times you feel that okay, you are feeling bored, you're feeling frustrated, or whatever you read you're not able to recollect. So these are some very common problems that the students undergo, and for that we have the right set of mentors, and we have their best mentors to guide you in the right direction. And the next comes the right knowledge. So the other important feature of this PEP program is right knowledge. So the right knowledge is got through the classes, and conceptual understanding is very important, as I had already said. And the elimination method is works because of your lack, I mean because of your clarity in the subject, and not because of the extreme usage of words. See, that will help, but to a very minuscule or extent. But it is the conceptual clarity which gets you that right answer. So we'll be emphasizing on that. And every subject from polity, history, economics, geography, science and tech, environment, CSAT, current affairs, everything will be covered. And after every class, there will be a test, so that the things that you listen to the class, it will be reinforced when you take the test and when you start applying it. Because see, in this 40,000, they are all hardworking, consistent. What separates them from the rest is one is you should have the right direction. The other one is the application of what you have read. So that happens on day to day, and your mind is getting conditioned over a period of time. So that becomes very important. As I said, that the first point, that is right thought, the human psychology, how we will be conditioning you on everyday basis. So all that becomes very important, and that you will realize on the day of the exam. So this is how the program is structured, and of course it is rigorous, but definitely will give you results. And also there's a special emphasis on the current affairs and CSAT. Current affairs, you all know that, okay, of course last year there were like 27-28 questions directly coming from current affairs, but nobody can promise you that, okay, again the same thing will repeat. But still, to be on the safer side, if you have to take out the statistics of last 10 years, at least 15 to 20 questions might may come. So that is the reason. So there are special classes oriented for current affairs, because it's not only exclusive current affairs linked with the static part is what will actually help you in cracking the exam. So those things will be emphasized, and there'll be around 24 current affairs classes. There'll be 12 exclusive current affairs tests and handouts prepared for the same. And also CSAT, coming to CSAT, it is an Achilles heel to many, right? So the problem, what we have seen, what I have personally seen is, if you look at the results also, many people who have cleared GS1 are not able to clear GS2, and that too they are coming from engineering background or some maths background. Why this happens is because one is you're taken it for granted, you become very complacent, you've not practiced. And the second thing is the way you approach the paper. There should be nothing like, okay, you're very strong in maths and I focus only on maths questions. See, remove that from your mind and treat every question based on the merit. Because there are times where there are very simple questions in English, there are simple questions in logical reasoning, there are simple questions in maths. So these are the things that you should actually focus on, right? So it should not be that only I'll go to the exam hall with a straight mindset, fixed mindset, that I'll just solve only English because my English is good, or probably I'll just focus only on maths because my maths or aptitude is good. So that is a wrong thought process. So here we have even increased the number of classes because compared to the last year, as the focus and I mean CSAT is becoming so tough, I mean difficult. So that is the reason we have increased the number of classes this year. And in the classes, not only will be teaching basics, but also will be giving you certain shortcuts and tricks to arrive at the answer quickly, which will help not only the science background but also non-science background as well. So all in all, there'll be around 126 classes, which is around 380 to 400 hours. So that is how comprehensive the program is. So we have made sure that we are not leaving any stone unturned. Even we have classes for map reading classes, economic survey and budget classes, right? Everything is being covered. Even through the test, there are exclusive tests on the maps, the government schemes, then economic survey and budget, because even last year there were 5 to 6 questions which had come from maps as well, right? And also we have revision tests, then we have full length mock test. Everything is covered, and the total you'll be solving around 6,000 tests. That is equivalent to solving 60 full length tests. So that is how comprehensive the program is. And other important feature of this program is the handouts. See, here you need to understand that the handouts are different from your standard sources. I'll not be bluffing here and telling you that, okay, you just refer the handouts and that will suffice. See, your reference books, whichever you read, for example, Polity, Lakshmikant, or some value-added notes, or Geography NCRTs, or your value-added notes, you keep that as standard source. And this will be, this handouts will cover the most important, the most likely questions that can come in the exam. So it is like a revision notes for you. A small note. So that is how you should read handouts. It's very crisp, to the point, and very pictorially represented, and most of the things are given in mind map, so that it becomes easy for you to recollect and revise. It is in tabular format. So this is how the handouts are presented, and it is given for every subject from polity to current affairs. And also we emphasize in this program the most authentic sources. So be it the website, for example, government schemes or wetlands related, or the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha, the FAQs from that, because many a times what we have seen in polity and all, directly the questions are picked up from these sources. So our Niti Aayog report, economic survey, budget. So these are the places where we pick up content from in the handouts. So so the source is also very authentic. And in a nutshell, what I can tell you of this program is a very comprehensive program with around 126 classes with 380 to 400 hours of teaching, and this runs for 6 months, and the complete mentorship is given till the day of the exam. So you'll be solving around 125 tests, and that comes up to around close to 6,000 MCQs that you'll be solving. That is again equivalent to 60 full length tests. So this is how comprehensive the program is. Once the wise man said, we don't have to be smarter than the rest, we have to be more disciplined than the rest. The difference between goal and accomplishment is discipline, and all that I can say is this program will give you that required discipline, or make you disciplined, give you the right direction, and equip you with all skills that is required to crack UPSC Prelims 2023. All that I request from your end is dedication and your efforts. So if you have gone through, I mean, the entire video, I've been stressing on words like right approach, right thought, right knowledge, all that, right? It is nothing but derived from 3 levels of Jainism or eightfold path of Buddhism. And the other most important thing that will help you to crack this exam is the right effort, and that is what I request from you. And also the program is made priced at minimum to make it more affordable, and also this will be available both in offline and online across all our centers, and most importantly it is also bilingual for the Hindi crowd, and test is also in the Hindi format. For more details of the program, you can come to our centers, check the website. And last but not the least, there are 2 things that will surely happen once you join the program. One is you will clear prelims exam, or you will be proud of yourself for giving your best shot, and you will be happy to be in that 40,000 students who are the most sincere lot, people who are preparing for this exam. And see you in the class. All the best. Thank you.